Hello, guys. It's me, Butterfly Spirit 314. So, guys, as it says in the title of this video, um, what I decided to do is that I decided to, um, like I read in my anger book. It's called The Dance of Anger. Um, I learned that sometimes when it comes to patterns that we pick up in terms of our anger, the patterns we pick up are generational. So it means that we can get these patterns from people, of course, that came before us. So we can get these patterns from, our parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, just people close to us that we grow up with. A lot of times it's going to come from our first family, which are going to be our biological family. Now, for some of you, if you've grown up in any kind of family, like if you are, a foster or an adoption or something like that, it may be a little bit different, but you may have picked up some patterns from people who raised you, you know. Um, so, um, so I decided to try and experiment and see, because there's an anger pattern I have, where I feel rejected or I take it personally when people close to me want to have alone time, or they want to, let me see, well, they want to spend alone time, or they want to have space from the relationship. Okay. So the relationship, in terms of, um, my family, of course, I'm talking about like my first family, right? So originally, what I was doing was is that I went back to an argument that I would have between me and my previous partner, and I would argue with him after he would come from spending time with his family, and I would be angry about that. And I didn't know that I had picked up a pattern of feeling rejected, or feel, um, or take it personally when he goes and spends time with his family and stuff. I didn't know that. So um, I really didn't have any understanding of why. But thanks to me reading the Dance of Anger book that I've been reading, um, and them talking about anger patterns that we have can be generational. We don't just pick them up by ourselves; they come from somewhere. So I didn't really think this applied to me, but I decided today, when I was taking my lunch break, that I would see if there's any memories that I could think back on in my first family, um, like my immediate family, where I would see this modeled at. And just a little bit ago, when I got home, I thought about, about this particular anger pattern. And what I found is I found that I there was two memories that came up. One when I was in middle school, and the other one was when I was an adult. And well, just became an adult. I was probably in my like, I guess you say early, 20s or whatever. So um, when these two memories popped up, the first one memory wasn't, what I'm saying, I didn't really get too emotional, but uh, the second memory Like the first one, I'm just kind of going back here. The first memory when I was a kid, I didn't really get too emotional about it. I really didn't. Um, but the second one, when I was in middle school, I gotta tell you, when I recalled that memory, um, both of these were memories that had to do with my mom. And the first one wasn't so, I didn't get too emotional, but the second one, that one really hit hard. That one hit hard because I was screaming, I was shouting, I was mad at my mom for what she did. And I didn't know that I internalized how I saw my mom treat somebody else or treat people in my family. And it broke my heart. And I didn't know I internalized that anger and that frustration. And I didn't know that I did. So um, that memory was really something that was for real. I'm serious. I was screaming, I was shouting at the top of my lungs. I couldn't control my anger and I didn't know that that anger was so deep. This anger was going back to when I was in middle school. It's one memory. So um, I would say that, when people say, you have repressed anger or repressed emotions, this is a real thing. So I feel a little better now that I've, became aware that that was something that was frustrating to me. And what I'm going to do is go back to the two memories and I'm going to think a little bit more on them and stuff and, think about how I can do things differently. And because one of the things is that at least I have the power to change how I do things. Now I know some people are probably like, well, why don't you go to counseling or something like that and do that or whatever, and stuff. And the thing is that, through reading this anger book, it's actually helping me to learn a lot more than what I would learn from going and sitting down and talking to a counselor. And even if you go sit down and talk to a counselor, there is no guarantee that they're going to be able to provide the kind of information that I've been learning in this book. And I gotta say, the anger, like Dance the Anger book, is like totally like it has a lot of information that's really helpful. So um I have to say that, this book is providing information that I haven't heard anywhere. And it is shedding light on things. And, I don't know if any of you guys out there or for, have maybe thought about, why you may do certain things, when you're angry or whatever, where you got it from. But we all get it from somewhere. And, when it comes to how my mom treated, you know, those family members and stuff, I'm not gonna go into detail about that. But you know, when it comes to that, what I have to say is that it comes from somewhere. And I know that my mom may have been treated like that, possibly by her mom, or she may have saw somebody else get treated a certain way. And so she thought it was okay, and learned certain things. We all learn things from how we see other people being treated, and we internalize that, especially if we're, kids or teenagers, even if we're adults, we still do. And sometimes that plays a role in how we treat other people, you know. So, what I just want to let you guys know is that, I'm okay. Cool. Feel better now. But I'm gonna go back into these memories and just kind of unpack them a bit and think more on them and think about, how can I move forward, and how can I make better choices and different choices. But yeah, these patterns are super real, when it comes to, how people manage their anger. And the book is written, dealing with, women's anger, but this could also apply to men as well, too. So, um, the reason I even came on here to make this video, guys, is to let you guys know that, we all become angry. We all are frustrated or nervous or embarrassed or whatever. We all have emotions. There's not gonna be a person walking around who don't have emotions. I mean, there's some people who don't have emotions, but those people, you know what I'm saying, they might have some, things going on with them if they don't have any emotions. You know what I'm saying? And they do stuff. But the thing is that, we all have ways that we express our emotions, and am I going to say after I get through with, reading my book with the dance of anger that, oh, I'm going to magically be happy all the time? Like, no, of course not. But what it is making me aware of, how I manage my anger. How do I react to my anger in certain circumstances, and it's really helping me, get more in touch with what are my needs? What are my wants? What is important to me right now? How can I be happier? Are there things that I'm doing that's not making me happy? It may not be somebody else that I'm not happy. It may have everything to do with me. And it's true. I mean, we're in charge of our own happiness, and we really are. And, when people realize that, the better, in the past, I thought it was somebody else's responsibility for me to be happy, but really it's my responsibility. So I'm learning a lot of good things. And, the memories I had definitely, second memory is definitely more emotional, and stuff, definitely is. And, but I'm glad I'm aware of it, because if I'm aware of it, I can do something about it and I can change my behavior and things like that. So, sometimes there are things that you have to work on and work through, you know, and that's important. So, anyway, I think that I made some progress today. Now, some of you might say screaming and shouting at the top of your lungs and being in your anger, is that really progress? In this case, yes, because it helped me uncover some anger that I didn't know that I had, you know, and it's going to help me to, think about some of the things I learned. And maybe I'm not going to say I can go back in the past and change anything, but what I can do is I can at least be honest with myself about, hey, this happened. And, I don't have to be mad at my mom for what happened. I mean, yeah, I have the emotion, but the thing is maybe try to understand things maybe from her point of view, and maybe try to, not necessarily be in a blaming position, but to try to step back and try to be like, okay, well, this experience happened. Okay, what can I learn from this? What can I take from this? And like, what can I do differently so that I don't treat somebody else this way, and going forward, I treat people, with more dignity and respect, than what I've seen displayed in, a couple of circumstances. Okay. So that's what I'm doing here is being real, being realistic. I'm a real person, not a fake person, real emotions, just like you guys. So I'm just, learning about, my anger and like how I process my emotions is actually helping me to become a better person. And strangely, it's helping me be happier, which I never thought that would be the case, but it's helping me to do that. So, if you guys didn't get a chance to go back to the beginning of the video and, find out what this video is about, you definitely can go back and watch it. But yeah, making some progress, and I gotta say that there's only, more progress is gonna happen from here. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for the 3 people, I believe, that tuned in. I really appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching. And um, pretty soon, I'll probably be doing another video. I'm not going to be doing this exercise for a few days because that was super emotional tonight. So it'll probably be several days before I decide to jump into the next uh, anger pattern or whatever. So it'll be a few days because I'm gonna give myself some time to calm down. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Appreciate your views. Bye.